welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel, Charlie B. So what am I up to today? Well, I have been talking about this big bucket of honey I have. I don't even remember how much is in it. I figured out it was probably summer of 2020 that I extracted this honey, and no, I don't think I have pictures. If I do, I have no idea where they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down here. I'm going to open the bucket on the floor because it's very heavy, and I'm going to do this, let you see inside of it right along with me so we can discuss if it's still good. I mean, either way, it would either be fermented, which I can make meat out of it, or hopefully I will be able to put it in some jars. So let's see what we got going. Hang on, I'm going to bring you down. Okay, so I set this bucket. This is the honey bucket. As you can see, it has a pouring spout. It's a 6-gallon bucket. I got it from Glory Bees or something like that. I actually had a wholesale account with them. So I got this in the extractor. Now, I've got it sitting on the floor because I'm short. I'm only 5'4", and when I have that bucket on the counter, I have to literally stand on a stool in order to be able to really see into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the lid. Okay, so now I have not opened this since I sealed it. Since I made sure that the honey was actually at the right percentage. It's sealed. Oh, well, let's see. I don't know. It still smells like honey, but it's not. Well, it's really warm out in the room I had it sitting in. So, smells good. Should I try it? No, boy. Ah! Well, kind of has a fruity flavor to it, but it's not bubbling. As you can see, I'm going to pop you down a little bit more. It actually has a really good taste to it. Well, I'm going to jar it. It's not fermented, and it's not bad, and it didn't crystallize. It is, however, starting to crystallize. It's been out in my one room where the stove is, where my pellet / wood stove is that I do cooking and stuff on. It's the old wood cook stove, which I've done videos on it. But this is really good. Man, I love this. So I'm going to get some jars washed back up. And we'll put the lid back on it. And we'll be putting this up on the counter for me to actually pour from the lids. That is really good. So, we'll be back shortly. Okay, so I got my jars washed up. I'm figuring, as heavy as this is, it's probably about 4 gallons. And I'm going to probably need 70 some jars. So I've got 5 dozen wash, which is 60, and I've got some other ones that I can pull up out of the basement. So I'm going to see if it crystallized at the bottom or what, but I'm going to put them in 8-ounce jars. Now, 8 ounces is all the way to the top. I'll fill it right about here, right above the line that kind of bubbles out, the bottom of the jar. So let's see. This, I have a towel on the floor because I normally end up covered in honey. But we're going to open this up. And now if this crystallizes, it's actually not a big deal because then I just dip it out. Okay. Starting to run. Now the very end of it has crystallized some, but it will slowly push this out. Yep. This is going to be like watching the grass grow or molasses run for right now until that first glob gets out. Usually it just pours out really, really fast, and oh, does it make a mess. So, yep, I'm going to change my hand around so you can see it as it comes down into the jar. Now, crystallized honey is perfectly fine. And by the color of this looks like it was fall honey, and that means it has a lot of buckwheat and goldenrod, and also probably a lot of catnip, because the catnip usually doesn't come on that fast. So, wow, man, this is like watching molasses run. It's probably actually slower. So it looks like it fermented on, or not fermented, I'm sorry, it did not ferment. Looks like it crystallized on the bottom, was slowly working its way up. So I'm going to make a little mess. I'm going to close this off for just right now. I'm going to go ahead and get a spatula and open this up so I can pull it out a little bit easier. See how much better easier it is to deal with when it's crystallized? So I should have checked this on the bottom, but that's all right, I didn't. So, and I'm not going to stir it because that would bring moisture into it, and I don't want to bring moisture into it. And one nice thing, I actually like crystallized honey better, because if it's crystallized, that means I can take it camping and not have to worry about it really spilling out. And when it's crystallized, what I do is I just dip it out. So, I'm just going to get a dipper here, and I'm going to start dipping it out. I guess for it being sitting here for about 3 years, yeah, it deserves to be crystallized. So let me go ahead and close this one up. I'm going to tighten it. And I'm going to change it around so you can see the top, and I'm going to have to go back down on the floor so I can actually dip it out easier. So we're on the floor, and I was actually talking and my phone quit. So we're here. We're going to start dipping this out. I'm going to put the jar right over the bucket so I don't spill it, because I normally, when I extract honey, I normally have it everywhere. Now this is going to be a little messy because this is definitely liquid up here, and I'm dipping it. Now if this was all liquid, I would have went ahead and just put it under the spout. That's the easiest way, and it's the it's pretty much the cleaner way, unless you leave the spout open by accident. Now I did stick the ladle down in here, and it's about halfway crystallized. So I only have about halfway to go through. I'm figuring 2 gallons of the liquid stuff until I hit the crystallized, which will be so much more fun on dipping. But this is some of the best honey I have ever tasted. I cannot wait to put this in my tea tomorrow morning, because yes, I will be using some of it. But yes, it looks a little cloudy, but as it sits, it will also clear, and it's a very dark honey. So let me get some more jars done, and we'll be back whenever I go to close them up. Okay, so I'm down to the bottom. Well, not the total bottom. But it's more where it is starting to be crystallized. It kind of looks more like a caramel, which is kind of neat. It's not totally all crystallized, but a lot of it, when I'm dipping it, is definitely coming out more crystallized than liquid. Now I've got at least 36 jars done, somewhere around there, and I am going to just get back to it. I'm going to pull out one for you to see me do. And yes, by the way, I have honey all over me. I am sticky. And I could have stuck this in the sink, but my sink is full of jars as I've been washing them. So let me turn this around so you can see even better. My phone will be filled with honey also. Yes, I know I'm moving you up, sorry. do another one for you. These jars are definitely getting 7 ounces, if not more, in there. But that's okay because I don't sell these. I keep them to give away to friends and family, or there's the honey, crystallized. Not completely crystallized. So there you have it. We'll be back when we go to clean up the jars and get the lids on them. And yes, I'm going to be needing to wash all of these with some warm soapy water. But that's pretty much the crystallized ones. I washed my hands up so I could show you this. I'm getting down to the bottom of the jar or the bucket, and I'm going to scoop this up. It's literally like, oh my Lord, it's heavy and it's very, very thick. Tried to take my ladle apart. See how thick it is coming right off there? Now, like I said, I love crystallized honey. It's not nearly as messy once you get it bottled. And people pay good money for crystallized honey. You can see what it looks like, how thick it is. Now I'll be finishing this up. Bring you back in a bit. Okay, so I've got it all jarred. Now these are all a sticky mess. And you can see these were the last ones I did, so it's more crystallized. They're bubbling right now because they're not fermented. So I know somebody's going to say it's fermented, or I'll get an email. But when it's kind of like pouring cake batter in, you know how you get bubbles when you pour cake batter in? But yes, this is 64 jars of my honey. Now, don't they look good? I do have to wash them up and get them the lids on, which I'll do that in a second. Now my utensils. Yes, I have a mess in my kitchen again. I left a little bit of honey. I didn't totally scrape out the barrel. And I'm going to take this out and put it on the deck and let the bees clean it out over the next day or two. So let me do that, and then I'll get you actually up on a tripod and we will watch me close them up. Okay, so to jar or to put lids on these, I literally just take a paper towel with some hot water. I've got it in a dish pan that's a little wet. Just poured it out. And I'm just going to literally wipe the tops of these. And I'm going to also make sure I get the rim down below where the ring will tighten, because I'm using new ball jars along with their lids and stuff. So I will remember when I pull these off the honey jars that they are new, that they have not been used, so I could literally reuse them. Because they haven't been used, they've just been sitting there with honey in them. Now I could take my vacuum sealer and literally just suck out what little bit of air is in there, which I wouldn't want to because it's going to make a mess. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm just going to clean up the jars. Now after I am done getting the lids on these, then I'm going to take hot soapy water and wipe off the jars itself. So that's very simple and easy, isn't it? Very messy, but I love to do it. And the honey is absolutely amazing. So I'll be back in about 24 hours so you can see what the honey actually looks like after it has settled out. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so this is the honey. It's been sitting here for the last 24 hours. This is the crystallized honey, and over here is the non-crystallized, the actual regular honey. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it. It's a really pretty color. And it tastes fabulous. So we've got 67 jars. I almost reversed that. And we have anything from crystallized to uncrystallized. Here's the crystallized one. So we also have some that's in different stages of whether it's crystallized. So, but makes me very happy, and yes. So let me switch you around here and I can talk to you face to face. Well, there you have it. I've got some good honey, and it'll be in my preps. I might give some of it away because I normally don't sell it. But it's something good to have in your preps because it's a wound healer, it's antibacterial, microbial, and antiviral, if I'm not mistaken, and it never goes bad. So that makes it wonderful. So if you've got one thing that you want to put in your preps that you can use for food and for medicine, that is one thing you should have. All right, and I got mine from the bees. That's what the bees made me, so. All right, so hopefully I'll be able to pull some this year and not leave it set in a bucket for about 3. So, well, this is Charlie B signing out. And remember, if you like my content, you find it entertainable and enjoyable and knowledgeable, please like, share, and subscribe. Charlie B, seeing you soon.